And I think what I'm gonna do is sit right there.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and then Garrett, my son, he'll edit the, just before we start, because what I'll do is I'll start, reach out, thanks for having me type thing, we'll kind of lead into that, but he'll edit it. Now I'm on my three people, your fifth person now. And I appreciate it. I don't know M.R. James, I don't know Marion at all. Now I met him a few times, but I don't know him. I mean, I don't pretend to know him.
Did you already interview him?
No,
Or
I didn't. He was going to, he says, he says, you're south of where you're traveling across, because we were heading down and then over to Des Moines and then down. He says, it's going to be a little out of your way, but not horrible. And so I told Ross, I said, hey Ross, I know it's a 12, 13 hour trip. You know, Gary, it's an opportunity. If you don't do it, now it is way out of the way. And so then I didn't realize. He says, well, as it gets a little closer, his thing is Facebook. He messages Facebook, so.
MR's me?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't do that, okay.
Right, and I usually don't, but I noticed that's what he did, and so
Maybe
as it gets a little closer, yeah, I don't know, maybe you're not missing a whole lot, it's just another, but distractionally for me, but I thought, well, why isn't he, I mean, he knew the dates. I thought, I don't know what's going on, and then you shared that with me. I thought, that's what
and I mean, I haven't talked to him since, but the way I understood, I think it was cancer, and they ended up pulling the plug on him. I mean, he was on life support, and his wishes were, I'm ready, type of thing, and but anyway, I don't.
There's no real good way to prep for that.
No, but I mean, it's,
you don't want to be buried.
It's just terrible to lose,
Yeah, it's not in the cards to bury your kids. It's horrible.
It's not normal and stuff.
No, it's not. No, I've been fortunate. My kids are all they're spread out. They're healthy, and everything's going good today.
Outlive you, type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I hope to grab that. And the other one was.
Some of the other guys and stuff. You gave me a list of them and stuff, and.
There's Nicole, and who knows, might be a publicist. I think for that, Stephen Ranella.
Yeah.
The meat eater.
Same, I've heard the name and stuff, but I don't know.
I've watched a couple of.
Who's Nicole Reeve? Or
no, it was a Nicole
Pat
that
Nicole.
Handles.
Oh.
She must be just a publicist.
Type thing?
Yeah, for the Stephen Ranella, the meat eater.
Okay, right, yeah.
Neat program, but I see the younger folks watch him pretty solid. And I tell you, the program's outstanding because whatever he shoots, he says, hey, we're going to eat. This isn't about just killing. This is about, hey, blah, blah, blah. But some people would take offense to it because it's hunting is what it is. We're not going to, roll the, tuck the tongue back in just because and then roll the tape. I mean, you say, this is what it is. It's raw video. But anyways, when we're kind of wrapping things up or wherever it flows, because I can,
what I'll do is I mean, it's 1:30 type of thing,
okay,
and Richard will go. He had to run to town to get some decaf. He can't eat or drink regular coffee, and he was up last night because he thought what he was drinking was decaf. But anyway, my point is, when he comes back, he'll probably, just go hunting, and then Ed, my second best friend, the neighbor up the road here. I mean, the three of us hunt together. Well, it's their property, type of thing, so again, I just probably won't even go this afternoon, which is fine. We'll get this done.
The property or the topography from here just down to Bethany, not tons different, but fair amount. I mean, of course, back in Michigan, we're at is a lot of ag. Not big ag like here, but a lot of sugar
now,
beets.
Now, Lineville, they call it Lineville because half of the town is across the state line.
I
in Missouri.
That. So welcome to Iowa on the.
Yeah, right. But like for example, the gas station, Randy's shortstop, is in Missouri, but the post office is a couple hundred yards up the road, and that's actually in Iowa, type of thing. So anyway, whatever. But
it's beautiful country though, and it's just like Ross says.
It is nice.
This guy had. Where we were parked, he had 4 combines I mean, I got a lot of friends back home that farm, but their combines aren't that big. I mean, they're big, but not like, this guy had 4 combines that were running tandem across that field. And I said, wow, they really get serious when he said, Gary, I mean, you gotta run 4. I said, well, I mean, yeah. He said, well, it's a company.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the farmer probably doesn't own these 4 John Deere combines that are probably $1.50 a piece or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ross says, yeah, tell Junior get in the combine and get that field done. We'll see in about 3 years, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they had those and 2 4x4s towing the grain bins, and then the saddles that, or whatever they call, that they put the heads in when they're done, taking the heads off. And it was amazing. You know, here comes
It's
this
scientific anymore, you know.
wow, and then they were done out of there 2 days, and here comes the fertilizer guys with the 3, you know, they're like a tricycle, and that thing bounces, you know, and they're going in tandem, 3 of them, and the guy gets to the end, he's waiting for the other guy, he pulls up, and they all go around, shoot across it again, and I said to the one guy, I says, are we parking in your way? Because we had, you know, it's private land. Where you should be is right there. He wasn't happy with us. He says, I'm sorry. He says, I hadn't had a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
But
Were you where you were supposed to be?
we were supposed to be, there's an easement that feeds off that by that Thompson River. We were on that river bottom area.
Okay.
Ross seen, other than one day it was so blasted hot and it was so humid, I didn't want to walk back there. It was 3/4 of a mile. Not horrible, but just in the humidity. That's the only day we didn't see anything. And other than that, seen a lot of deer, more 50-50 buck to doe type thing we were noticing, but who knows, we didn't hunt them, you know, only 5-day
Yeah,
hunt.
it's not
but,
prime to anything yet.
yeah, he saw one nice one. No, you know, probably the one side was beautiful. And to me, I'm not a great judge of score, but to me it would probably be about a 160, maybe 170.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But the other side, something happened when it was developing. It had one coming out here, one sticker, and then it looked like one brow tine that was kind of small. This one was absolutely gorgeous, perfect, and all the tines were
I think
right
we've
up
got
there.
3 of those running around.
Man,
you know,
just,
but,
ah,
yeah, some
good.
freak. In fact, the one we named him Weak Link because he's weak on one side. You know, but there's several of them like that you know have a good antler on one side and warped on the other. But they're,
got in a battle or something, or
I don't know. Well, let me.
because you know,
let me
back
mention,
home a lot of times we get a
In
drop.
fact, go ahead and turn that, or remind me to tell you about clubfoot.
Okay.
And
Off camera?
Yeah, on camera. It'll be interesting. And
It's
stuff.
on.
Oh, is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to do it right
Yeah,
now then?
because
Or?
Garrett edits, and he'll
Yeah.
edit. He'll take a piece of tape or film, and he's going to
Uh-huh.
put it down to here, and then I save that as B-roll because this project, and I'll tell you what though. I
Okay.
mean, I have.
Richard, I don't know, what is he, 75 now or something like that? But anyway, my point is 3 years ago he drew Iowa, and he was supposed to come the next day, whatever the date was, you know, Monday. So Sunday afternoon, this is his land type of
Okay.
thing, but he's a non-resident, lives in Idaho, he does it like you're supposed to, he applies and he gets it drawn every 3 years or so. Well, anyway, he was due to arrive the next day. Well, that evening, I'm on stand behind the house here, and here comes this buck that we called him Clubfoot because he had a leg injury, a healed back left leg injury that he had obviously broken it, and you could see it was twisted a little bit, but he'd walk on it. But when he would stand, he would just kind of just balance the tip of his hoof on it and stuff. But he really didn't walk with a limp. Anyway, I knew for a fact he was 4.5 because I had passed him up the year before. And this is what the interesting part is. It's a known fact. If a deer has a rear leg injury on the back left leg, the right antler will usually, it's neurological, the right antler will be non-typical.
I've read that too,
You know,
yeah.
okay, and which this one was. And I passed him up the year before when he was 3.5, thinking, you know, should I call him? He's never going to grow anything. And it was a little bachelor. There was 5 of them came by me late season, and the only reason it was like 8 yards away, and the only reason I didn't shoot him I had one tag left and a buck tag, and it was a booner in the area. So I didn't want to, so I let him go, thinking, reasoning that, I probably should have just culled him, get him out of there type of thing. Well, the next year, I'm sitting there and here he comes, it's him. I mean, I can see the same, the injury and the whole works. And he's a typical Boone and Crockett. I mean, he went from like this, from 3.5, and he does not have the warped antler anymore, he's probably right at 170.
Wow.
And I got him on tape. I mean, he's 15 yards standing right there, eating right in front of me. And I didn't shoot him, number one, because he was only 4.5, and I try not to shoot him unless they're 5.5. Fully mature. Okay, and number two, Richard was arriving the next day, and I didn't want him to come and say, yeah, there he is. You'd have been waiting 4 years to draw your tag, and there he is hanging in the barn, type of thing, But so anyway, I let him go, but I got some great footage.
Wow.
And here in fact, I got some rare, I don't think it's ever been filmed before, and it's absolutely clear as day. When this buck, I mean, we're talking close, if not Boone and Crockett, standing there at 15 yards, and he raises his tail and kind of humps his pelvis and rips out a fart. I mean, I got a deer farting on film. I mean, I don't think that's ever been done.
That's pretty
But
good.
it's no question about it.
Yeah.
I mean, he like that and then drops his tail and walks off, But anyway.
Maybe he knew you were there.
Yeah, oh, he did, yeah, right. But haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
He
if
read your mind. He ain't shooting me.
somebody
Okay, we're doing
blasted
this.
him or whatever,
Yeah.
but that's one of the gambles you have to take,
Yeah.
trying to decide, whether, as I said,
Yeah.
you let him go. I mean, everybody looked at the footage and the picture and went, God, I can't believe you passed that deer up, but
9 out of 10 hunters will never see,
Mhm.
let alone have them that close,
Yeah, right, but.
that caliber.
Anyway, like I said, it's one of those things of trying to
Yeah.
juggle everything and and do it right. But and I brought that up because something about clubfoot. That's what I was